We bring in Shrikant Karunesh at this point. There's a lot that's been said, both by Yashwant, one step forward, two steps back. I think is an interesting way to describe it. But also by Mr. Dharani Dharan, who says that, come, Mr. Modi, if you want, everyone's free to come, but you'll be taking a risk. And Mr. Modi will not want to come anywhere where his win is not guaranteed. Why do you believe just the Anna Malai factor in itself, for example, has transformed things in your home state of Tamil Nadu? Shrikant.
Yeah. I will answer one after another to the questions of our friend from DMK, Mr. Parameshwaran. Before that, यशवंत जी को मैं एक चीज बोल देता हूँ. जहाँ पे 5 स्टेट का इलेक्शन हुआ था, वहाँ पे हम लोग सरप्राइजेस दिए थे. See, every predictions were totally against the BJP and favorable to Congress. That time we were very clear.
Yashwant ji has to hear. Yashwant ji, like us, उनको कांग्रेस से उल्टा सुनना पड़ता है, आपसे उल्टा सुनना पड़ता है. This is life of journalists and psephologists. ये तो हमारा चलता ही है. Both sides accuse us of bias. But go ahead.
We will put 1 before that or 2 before that. Don't worry. It will become a valid number. It will not be a 0. We will have some number before that. Don't.
Okay. All right.
And that's optimistic. I'm optimistic about my party and our performance. And mainly about Mr. Parameshwaranji's comment. Nothing know about the local body elections. The data he gave was wrong. We didn't contest in all the seats. We contested only from 40% of the seats, but we scored 7.5% votes. See, that's a huge difference. That's a huge. Had we contested in all the seats, because in the last minute only AIADMK withdrew from our alliance, so we didn't have the chance to file our nominations in all the places. So because of the technical flaw, no, we scored very well. In fact,
Mr. Karunesh, you have to acknowledge, but you have to acknowledge that there are barriers which are cultural, they're linguistic, they're historical, right? These are real things. These are real things. In particular, आपका हिंदी तो ठीक है, लेकिन बहुत से प्रदेशों में हिंदी के खिलाफ भी एक सेंटिमेंट है.
वही है ना. I'm telling you why we are very optimistic. Means our main ambassador in Tamil Nadu for the growth of BJP is Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin. He is so hardly working for us. His every steps and measures are giving us too much of advertisements, too much of popularity, and people are coming to us. From secularism, not only in Tamil Nadu, in pan India, everybody shifted. We are also Hindus. हम भी हिंदू धर्म फॉलो कर रहे हैं, हम भी सनातनी हैं. Everybody started telling. And DMK, they were even चप्पल जूता मार रहे थे राम का जो तस्वीर को, राम का जो रूप को रख के. अभी they were against all this god and goddesses. अभी ये बोल रहे हैं we are not against Hindus, we are not against Sanatan Dharma. So totally the trend has changed. And the MP what you referred, who called all the, he is known for eccentric behavior, and people are so irritated by all these things. They see with some negative ideology. उनका है ना पूरा वे उनका जो काम है ना फ्यूचरिस्टिक, जो बड़ापन के लिए, इम्प्रूवमेंट के लिए कुछ नहीं सोच रहे हैं. They are always कुछ ना अड़ंगा. हिंदी कोई समस्या, ये समस्या, वो समस्या, मतलब लोग को दिमाग को एकदम गरम रखते हैं. तो they are made to think.
Okay, let me get Salam Dharani on this. You keep saying that the Sanatan Dharma was not an anti-Hindu statement, but the fact is it's had ripple effects elsewhere in the country. A Kerala minister has made comments about the Ram Mandir at Ayodhya. That has had ripple effects elsewhere in the country. What the DMK or what the left does in Tamil Nadu or Kerala, because now you're all part of this India alliance, you cannot disassociate yourself from politics that's taking place elsewhere.
Sorry for my interruption. For one more. You have to add to Mr. Parameshwaran. When Stalinji and T.R. Balu went for this India Alliance meeting, Nitishji clearly said, "हम हिंदी में ही बात करेंगे. Being a Bharatvasi, you should understand Hindi, because DMK is based on linguistic politics." Itre didn't say they were doing politics only on language. Now, their basic, how can they continue in that alliance when they are advised? They were given a wonderful lesson. You must listen, and he didn't permit any translation. But in Kashi Tamil Sangam, in yesterday's.
Okay, I think we lost you just right there, Mr. Karunesh. Sorry, I just missed your last line, but I think you were saying something about the Kashi Tamil Sangamam. Let me bring in Sailam Dharanidharan there. Go ahead, Mr. Dharanidharan.
Yeah.
No, again, see, since 1967, DMK, right, has been DMK and its offshoot AIDMK has been winning and ruling Tamil Nadu consequently for more than 50 years. And the ideology comes from Justice Party, after that Dravida Kalagam Periyar. So majority of the people who've been voting, like 80% or 90% of DMK's vote bank comes from Hindus. So why they still support us is simply because we are not against any religion. We are for secularism and for equality within, and equality for all. That's about it. Women empowerment, equality within the Hindu religion. And when he spoke against Sanatana Dharma, he was not against Hinduism. That was made clear time and again. We are only against the discrepancy. For example, the former president of this country, Ramnath Kovind, was not allowed to enter a temple in Orissa because of based on his birth. So we are against those kind of discrimination, which I am certain would go well with the majority of Indians.
How do you respond to the contradictions within the India alliance? So once again, Karuneshji, how do you respond to those contradictions? The example brought up over the language issue between Nitish Kumar and your party, the ideological collision over the remarks referencing Sanatan Dharma, right? These are all contradictions that you all have to deal with now.
No, see, another point I would like to make regarding Nitish Kumar and my party is we do not know what happened inside. I am saying that because BJP is very paranoid, right, of this India alliance, because ever since the India alliance was formed, they started naming as I.N.D.I.E.A, right? So did we call ND as N.D.A? So that is shows a paranoia. When we had the second India alliance meeting, the BJP, the party which never had a NDA meeting in the last 9 years, convened 38 parties, more than 75% of which were just rubber stamp. They did not have even a councillor. Only several handful of parties had even single-digit parliamentarians. So why do they have to do it? That's because they were paranoid about the strength of the India alliance, because BJP managed to get only 38% seats in 2019, and India alliance put together has about 58% vote share in a first in FFTP system. There's a clear chances that India alliance could come to power. And I'm very certain that India alliance will come to power, and this is their paranoid, and that's why they want to create such issues. If in fact,
let me get the last word. You have to close.
I have one question to Mr. Parameshwaran.
Yes.
One more point.
One question to Mr. Parameshwaran. He has been telling about caste politics. For the past 50 years, DMK from Justice Party era, they are working. They said every caste now can become a Purohit in temples. Wonderful. Can every caste person, can a scheduled caste person, can become the president of DMK? Can you give one yes for that? It's not possible. Whatever they are talking, it's only in their tongue. If they are only cheating people, no other caste person can become a president. No other caste person can become a CM of Tamil Nadu through DMK.
Do you want to respond briefly to that? Because I'm giving Yashwant the closing word. We're at the end now. Yeah.
Can I go on?
Yes.
And also the BJP spokesperson said that someone in our party is the main campaigner, but no, the fact of the matter is the main campaigner for DMK and India Alliance in Tamil Nadu is the Honorable Governor Mr. R.N. Ravi and Annamalai, because Governor has gone on and said things that are completely contrary to Tamil Nadu interests, along with Annamalai. And again, we have to understand, in Tamil Nadu politics, it's not just, or any politics across this country or across the world, right? It's not about a single person, right? But single person is also exaggerated here, but let's give it to that. But you need to have booth level workers. BJP does not have it.
Okay,
you cannot
I think that's a fair point. Let me take that point to Yashwant. The absence of organization. We say that about the Congress often in the north. Probably the BJP struggles with a bit of that. It's trying to change it. It's trying to change it in Telangana. It's trying to change it in Tamil Nadu. Certainly, Annamalai is making more news than answering your point, Yashwant, about the absence of local faces. But go ahead. Last word. How do you see the BJP's mission south, which you said is one step forward, two steps back so far? Can we just? I can't hear Yashwant. Please, can we unmute Yashwant? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. Last word. Yeah.
I think I'll just start with the face question first. Yes, Mr. Annamalai has been the newsmaker so far as BJP is concerned. But there are 2 points. I mean, first one is Tamil Nadu specific. You can very well see in the coming months DMK attack on BJP and Annamalai, and BJP's and Annamalai's attack on the DMK, as if the contest in Tamil Nadu is between DMK and the BJP. This is largely because of the realpolitik. Number one, DMK feels that BJP's growth would be largely at the cost of ADMK votes. So if the ADMK votes go down, BJP's growth is going to help the DMK in sweeping the election. That part of electoral strategy is absolutely fine, understandable. However, in the long term, it may not be that good an idea, because we know that BJP, once it gets the roots in any state, they work hard. The BJP RSS equation works hard to get around. So in the long term, it might not be that fruitful for the DMK to help BJP making their biggest adversary as far as realpolitik is concerned. But in the short term, yes, the growth of the BJP would largely come at the cost of ADMK. So in the short term, it is only going to help the DMK. Even if that makes the entire non-DMK India alliance at loss in the north, because of the polarization that we have seen post Udayanidi's remark on Sanatana Dharma and other things. It has not really helped the opposition alliances in other states. So that is a local realpolitik which DMK is playing. It will benefit them. It will harm the India alliance in other states. And one final point, Barkha, which is, after sweeping the northern states in the recent assembly election, I guess this is the first major big tour of Mr. Narendra Modi, keeping 2024 elections in mind in this year. And where does he start? He starts with South. Where in South? Not in Karnataka, not in Telangana, not even in Puducherry. He is starting with Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Lakshadweep, where arguably BJP has literally no hope at any point of time.
That's right.
So it indicates you that he is starting with the places where he is probably going to get the least number of seats, and arguably he is not dependent on that. 14 and 19 mandates have clearly shown Mr. Modi can form government even with scoring 0 seats in these areas. But he is still going ahead and trying, saying that he wants that things to win, and he is working on a long term. So it must be due. But whatever DMK is doing, it is playing perfectly nicely for their own local politics, but it might be counter intuitive for the
India alliance politics.